welcome to my kitchen. And this is going to be a pepper steak that is, of course, gluten-free. We're going to be using a gluten-free soy sauce, and we're also going to be using a gluten-free cornstarch. If you're allergic to cornstarch, you can always substitute a flour instead of the cornstarch in this recipe. First up, I ought to let you know this is not your normal pepper steak that you're going to see people making. What I did was I took my round steak, I threw it in my crock pot, added about a cup of water, added a little bit of onion powder, about 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon broth, some Italian seasoning, and I just let that cook in my crock pot for about 4 hours. Came back home and found my meat was all ready to go to make this really good pepper steak. So that's the one thing that's different in this recipe. Other than that, everything's going to stay the same. So let me show you the ingredients we'll be using for this really good pepper steak. In my frying pan, I'm sauteing up my vegetables. We have a half a cup of beef broth, and what I did was I used my broth from when I made my steak in my crock pot. Get the grease off the top, I just popped my measuring cup here in the freezer for about 20 minutes, and I had some grease on top as you see there, but most of it I was able to just spoon off. So that way this is more of a low-fat broth than what you would normally be using if you were using straight broth from your crock pot, which you know there is a lot of grease in there. We'll be using 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sherry, wine, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. You're also welcome to use fresh garlic if you have it, 1 teaspoon of sugar, and then we'll be grating 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger that we have right here to make this really taste good. We'll need a tablespoon of distilled white vinegar here. I'll season up with maybe about a little pinch of salt. 3 tablespoons of gluten-free soy sauce. Also, I've got some chives over here, and we're going to use those to garnish up our dish. We have a pound of ground steak here that was cooked in our crock pot, as we discussed earlier. Also, what we're going to thicken up our sauce with is a half a cup of water and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. Alright, now on my stovetop, as you can see here, our rice is ready to go. This is an Italian rice that is super delicious, and it's really going to make this recipe just perfect. Alright, now we're going to combine all these ingredients together in a bowl. Right, here we go. In goes our 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, it's gluten-free, our tablespoon of sherry, 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, in goes our teaspoon of sugar, grate out our fresh ginger here. Okay, we've got about a teaspoon. Alright, in goes our teaspoon of grated ginger, tablespoon of our white vinegar, goes our pinch of sea salt. Okay, lastly, in goes our beef broth. We'll just combine everything together. Alright, we're going to set our sauce aside. Come back over and check our veggies. They're looking good. Alright, as you can see here, our pepper steak veggies are looking really good. Next, what we're going to do is add in our sauce marinade that we made. For a minute there. Now it's time to incorporate our main ingredient, our round steak. Our round steak's already cooked. Take that 1/2 cup of water that we talked about earlier. Pop in our tablespoon of cornstarch. We're going to give our cornstarch and water a quick whisk. And now in it goes. Just thicken everything up just a little. Alright, now to put a little heat on your pepper steak, the only thing you need to do is add pepper. Ever how much pepper you add will determine how much heat you're going to have. I'm just going to add a little dash because my husband doesn't like a lot of pepper. Here's a little dash. Isn't that easy? Okay, we're going to also add in a teaspoon of our sesame oil. This is just going to give us a little bit more of our Chinese flavor. There it goes. So here we have it. Our pepper steak is really nice, really tender. All of our vegetables are tender. What we're going to do now is just plate this up, and I'll show you what it looks like. In a dipping bowl, which is right here, and what I did was I took my rice, I placed it in my dipping bowl, and just like that, and that's how we got these 2 little pretty square blocks. pop on a few of our chives. Okay, there we have it. Alright, we're going to turn our burner down to a simmer and let all of these flavors marry together. Alright, here we are. I'm just going to try this out and see how it tastes. It smells really good. I hope that you'll give this recipe a try. It's really good. It's really simple to make. It's a keep it super simple recipe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.